Welcome to the Leadership Spark podcast, where we equip you to be the great leader your people deserve. It is Hampton and Corey here. And if you are leading a team, I'm curious how you got to that position. And many of you may have even gotten there because you were a rock star in your role. If you're in sales, maybe you were the best salesperson. If you're in some sort of operations, maybe you were a worker bee and got more done than anybody else more efficiently. And obviously, to get promoted, it is important to be able to do the job that you're leading. Sometimes, though, people have a difficult time transitioning into leadership because you just kind of do what you do and you're a high performer, but then all of a sudden you're responsible for other people that may not be as talented or as driven as you are. And so the role of as a leader when you're leading a team is to develop your team and get exceptional results out of them. And you have different personalities and different skill sets and different wirings. And so it can be really, really challenging. So Corey's going to unpack for us what a team actually is. And you may think you know what a team is, but there may be some things that you learned today. And then we'll even talk about the pillars of what build an extraordinary team.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time really thinking about teams. And I mean, our job is to equip leaders to be the great leader that your people deserve. And so a lot of that has to do with how you, as a leader, get things done through other people. And so we do a lot of research and thought. We think a lot about what makes a great team, what are the elements that need to be in place for a team to perform at the highest level. And so that's where these 5 pillars come from. Over the next several days, we'll unpack those. But the best definition that I've come across for the definition of a team comes from a couple of people in a Harvard Business Review article called The Discipline of Teams. This was John Katzenbach. I think that's how you say his name. John Katzenbach and Douglas Smith, they wrote this article, but they said this: a team is a group of people with complementary skills and diverse personalities who are committed to a common purpose for which they hold themselves accountable. And so a team is, think about this, as we break down the definition, a team is a group of people. So it starts with people. Every team that I've ever known of, it has people. Do you know of a team that doesn't have people?
Nope.
Hampton? All right. So it starts with people. If you have no people, you have no team. But leaders, we talked about this, you mentioned it, leaders build people, and your greatest legacy will be the people that are on your team at the end of the day, whenever you look back. So it's a group of people who have complementary skills and diverse personalities. And so what makes a team extraordinary is you create this environment where people can bring their skills to contribute to the goals of the team. We'll talk about goals in just a second, but these are skills that are complementary to one another, meaning they play with each other very nicely to be able to potentially accelerate the results that you see as you move forward. And so complementary means that you're combining these skills in such a way to enhance or emphasize the quality of your team. And so all teams have a group of people with complementary skills, with diverse personalities. Imagine a team in Hampton. Imagine a team of all Hamptons. If every single person was personality-wise wired the same way as you were, in your case, Hampton, it would be an extraordinary team, no doubt.
But
but
just fight each other every day.
in most cases, it might be fun for a little while, but after a while, it's probably going to get pretty boring and the results will be limited because we are limited as people. And so there's this complementary skills with diverse personalities that are in play. The other key elements of that definition of a team is that they're committed. If there is no commitment, there's no team. So extraordinary teams are committed to each other, to the vision, to the purpose, to the common goal. There's a common purpose, meaning that you have something that is driving everyone in an aligned way in the same direction. They're clear on the purpose. They're committed to getting the work done to achieve what that purpose is. They embrace it. They just don't tolerate it. And then they hold each other accountable. And yes, your job as a leader is, Hampton, with your team, right? You hold them accountable, but extraordinary teams do what? They hold each other accountable, right? There's some accountability that's coming from the bottoms up. And so if you want your team to be great, you have to create an environment to where the people on the team, they understand the standard of excellence and they're holding each other to that standard and calling each other up to that standard. And so we wanted to share the definition of a team because that will be the foundation that we talk about what's next, which is over the next few days, we're going to unpack these 5 pillars of an extraordinary team. So let me just say what they are, and then we'll tease people and they can come back tomorrow and we'll unpack the first one. But the 5 pillars of extraordinary teams are: they develop authentic relationships, they commit to a common goal, they pursue healthy conflict, they turn excellence into a habit, not just a value, and they harness the brilliance of everyone in the room. And so if you are interested at all in having a team that is extraordinary, that produces exceptional results, then come back tomorrow and we'll start with developing authentic relationships.